On the streets, on the streets, on the streets, on the streets.
Listeners, let's start talking. Still with Deputy Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Honorable Krikumanti. He has highlighted how Afrobeats and Nigeria's dominance on the music market has drowned the identity of Ghanaian music. Mr. Mante, a former music executive, said in an interview on JFM Super Morning Show on Tuesday, March 7, that he traveled to Dubai and heard a shop attendant describe a Bisakede song as Nigerian. The man was, I quote, the man was Moroccan and he thought the music was from Nigeria. And I have experienced a lot of these things where Ghanaians' hard work is going to Nigeria because they make so much noise such that there is a perception every music you hear from Africa is from Nigeria. And we made a mistake by also accepting that we are also performing under Afrobeats, unquote. He said Nigerians quickly claim Afrobeats with the S after it became a term for music production from Africa. Music produced, I beg your pardon. The word Afrobeat itself was coined by Fela Kuti years ago without an S. So the moment you hear Afrobeat, the owner of the word is Fela. Then over time, the West said, Africa has too many rhythms, so why don't you call all of them African rhythms? Because we were known for high life and we were bullying them with our high life. I beg your pardon. Quickly, they opted for the Afrobeats. Unfortunately, my brothers and sisters went to join them. They don't know that all their hard work is actually going to Nigeria because the perception about Afrobeats in Nigeria. Mark added, I heard Kamido's song in Tanzania, Arusha, and people around thought it was from Nigeria, and that is why Nigeria is getting the buzz they are getting. Everyone is thinking that almost at the music you hear from Africa now are from Nigeria, he noted. The issue of Afrobeats' dominance on music markets across Africa has been of a great concern to a lot of musicians and music lovers in Ghana. While some believe that the only way Ghanaian musicians can also get international exposure is to tap into the Afrobeats trend, others are of the opinion that Ghanaian musicians need to set an agenda to use high life as the name for any form of music that comes from Ghana, just as their Nigerian counterparts have done to Afrobeats, which is a far cry from the Afrobeat without an S that was created by Fela. In Ghana, a lot of artists, including Kelvin Boy, Kamido, Kiddy, among others, who rather want to be referred to as Afrobeat artists. Yo. Martinez, let me start with you because we can't find
Traffic ni wa.
Ewa.
Is it traffic in him, sir?
I don't mind bridge.
Make you know mine now. Cause I dream now.
Ah.
Continue.
Oh, Charlie.
It be sad though.
Very sad. Boss, so what I gathered from what you read is that the recognition of the general Afrobeat Ghanaians are doing is going to Nigeria. That's the point. Whether we come out with the best Afrobeat song as a country, I mean, the likes of Kiddy, as he mentioned, they are all doing well. Sorry, Kamido Sugar King, very big song. A lot of the hard-working artists who are putting Ghana on the map, Africa and the world as a whole, is not getting that recognition as Ghanaian artists, but Nigeria. So meaning that they have championed the Afrobeat cause and they are benefiting from that recognition. And as a minister, he is worried about it. For me, I think the point he made that I felt we should pay much attention to is the fact that we should call what we are doing high life. I mean, I think that is a salient point that we can really delve into it because will it help? I think Kwame Eugene has been calling his music high life. And we believe that Afrobeat, some way, somehow, is coined from high life. We have that feeling that it's still our own. It's a high life that has been modified. And it's been termed the Afrobeat. So we are connected to it because it's like the root is from here. But the artists themselves, most of them, like you said, prefer calling themselves Afrobeats. And for me, right now, I think there is nothing we can do in particular about it than to change the name, like you said, High Life. So if Kwame Eugene is doing it, then the rest of the artists can do it, because we cannot allow high life to die. The other time we were discussing about hip life music, why we've not been able to project the image of hip life to the world as we are supposed to, and now most of the artists are not into it. No one is actually terming his or her brand as hip life artist. We spoke about the Azonto and a lot of them, and high life in particular. We believe that high life is no longer active like it used to be, because most of the guys are not calling themselves high life artists. But like I said earlier on, Kwame Eugene is doing so, and meaning that if we do that, it'll work. Because when you listen to the Afrobeat, it's still, to me, it's still the high life. It's just the vibe that has been changed a bit. So from what he said, I mean, the biggest point he made, that to me, I think it makes sense, is the fact that we should term our music high life in order to project the high life culture. And now that Grammy has given recognition to the Afrobeat genre, I'm sure a lot of Ghanaian artists will love to be recognized there. They are now going to work very hard to get nomination as Afrobeat artists. So it will be a bit challenging, even calling themselves high life, but we can still start from somewhere. We can understand that when you mention Afrobeats, it's like Nigeria comes to mind because of the way they've positioned themselves. Yet they come to Ghana all the time. So meaning that we have the materials, we have the impact. Why can't we get up and do something? So I agree with him that if we call our music high life, or what the guys are doing, the Afrobeat they are doing, if they're able to term it high life, it will still keep our brand, because that is what Ghana is known. Basically, when you mention high life, it is Ghana that comes to mind. So on that score, I agree with him.
Okay, well.
Good call. But that call has been made by several industry people in the past. I think a few months ago, Shatawale issued a white paper on it, and some industry people kicked against it. Now, again, I don't know why the minister is speaking as a fan, or someone who's just looking into what we do. The Nigerians did not get here by just naming Afrobeats. They worked for it. They churned out music. They had channels. They nationalized their music. They made sure that they were consuming their music to the extent that you can't miss it. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're called Martinez and you are seated somewhere and you don't work for the name Martinez, it won't make any sense. It won't make any sense. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not about calling our songs high life. We need to project what we do as an art. And for him in that position, I don't get where he's talking about or worried about monikers. You shouldn't be worried about that. You should be worried about the work that we need to put in to get that global recognition. Look at what Denta is doing. That's a ministerial job. You know what I'm saying? These are the things when you talk about, they'll say, oh, so bad. Then what is the ministry doing to ensure that our music, our art, our movies, whatever?
But was she not employed by the ministry though?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's an individual.
I thought she was with the office of the president when it comes to those things.
She's no.
Oh, okay.
Because if office of the president, will not have a private office for art. They'll go through the ministry.
Okay.
You understand? Yes, they'll go through the ministry, unless they will come and say they want to just take that one to us. But hey, if it was their initiative, we would have seen them when the guy was here. Doing what they are doing, you know what I'm saying? So please, the minister should stop talking like a fan.
Oh.
Fan of what?
Somebody listening to music. Keke. I know he's a fan, but he should get into, he should be a participant. He should be a boss player in this sense. A giant. When we say gatekeepers, it be them get the key, and the lock. So they should open the gate for high life to breathe.
As you sit on radio,
Yeah,
you know you're a gatekeeper.
bro.
It's quite no. Listen, it's quite unfortunate, and let me say this: it's very unfortunate that some people of influence have been able to brainwash the minds of young Ghanaians who think that people that sit on radio, who are called gatekeepers, are the bad ones. It's very unfortunate.
Oh, but that's another subject we can
It's
discuss.
not just another subject because you just made that statement and it saddens my heart.
What did I say?
Listen,
What did I say?
any no, relax,
Okay.
I beg you. But you know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
And I'm telling you,
You said I just
no,
made
no,
a
no, no,
statement.
no. Why is it that all of a sudden like you've changed me? The reason I'm saying this is because your language has changed, Budo.
How?
I am saying
Yes.
it's unfortunate that some individuals have been able to kick or throw dust in the eyes of young Ghanaians, especially those follow on social media, that the word gatekeeper or gatekeeping is wrong, or those are the bad ones.
I accept that.
So what are you saying?
So that's not what I'm talking
And
about.
I'm telling you that once you sit on radio,
Yes.
you are a gatekeeper.
No problem. But I'm not talking
Don't
about.
you put them on their toes every day. You come here and then you shout every day.
I understand, but I'm saying that.
That is gatekeeping.
I understand that, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm
He's
not.
just saying Mark is also a gatekeeper.
Yes,
And I'm saying that he is one.
Yes,
He's one.
I understand.
A big one at that.
Mark
He
has-
gets key.
Mark has the lock.
Honorable
Me, I
Mark,
guess,
sorry.
I get Mark, I get spare key. Maybe my own
Address him well.
honorable Mark.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? But he's Mark, isn't he? Isn't he? He's not Mark.
He's Mark.
Right, Mr. Okukumante.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Address
not
him
his
well.
name.
That's his name.
Honorable, you have to.
So if I said Nana
Address.
Akufo-Addo, it will be wrong.
His Excellency.
His Excellency.
If I say Nana Akufo-Addo, is it wrong?
It's not wrong.
Which of the Nana Akufo-Addo side?
Are you
The
talking
president of Ghana.
Thank you.
So if I say Nana Akufo-Addo, is it wrong?
Well, it depends. Well, I know a certain. Yesterday,
yes,
I know
okay.
Ronaldo. Yesterday, Ronaldo said to
Okay, Nana
me,
Akufo-Addo, Dankwa Addo.
He's called Nana Akufo-Addo.
Hey, you get the Addo too for inside.
get two.
Nana Akufo-Addo, Dankwa Addo. If I say that, is it wrong? Nana do Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Nana do
Well,
Dankwa.
Nana, in its
Nana
in the
Dankwa
sense
Addo.
of the word or the name, is actually a title too.
Shit.
Isn't it?
Who are going to be now? Some guy been done a child in Nana. Oh, the title, man.
Charlie, so let's get. Look.
But on a more serious note, is he wrong with what he said?
No, I said good call.
Right.
That's what I started my conversation with. Good call. I believe that he has more to offer because you see, when you talk about Nigeria and Afrobeat, it's work. It's not just a moniker. Yes, they've worked for it. What we've done some work, but we can do more or we can do better. You know, unfortunately, we are not in that space. Like we've not gotten that got into that realization that we need to push our own stuff. And these are the things we talk about. If we are consuming our own stuff, we can now make a case and say, look, we want to call this high life, and this is high life. Even if you are rapping, I like what Black Sheriff is doing. Black Sheriff goes everywhere and says, I'm doing high life. He said it everywhere. You can hear hip hop beats, he says it's high life. Like, go and kill yourself. Yes. So if we have a lot of people championing that at their peak, you know, it will go far. But then you ask yourself, what has the ministry got to do with this? How are they in support in what these individuals, again, are doing? Individuals. Look, as we sit down currently, there are about 6 or 7 of our ambassadors out there, the Saminis, Stone Boys, King Promises, the Sarkodis, hoisting the flag of Ghana high. What is the ministry doing to support?
What do you want the ministry to do to support?
I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I'm asking a question.
In your opinion, what do you think they should do to support?
They won't take it, so I won't say it.
Oh,
No, listen.
for artists
No.
who in their own way gone out to work, what do you want the ministry to do?
I don't know.
Let's hold on to this discussion and ask ourselves. Robert, please get closer. You haven't spoken.
But I'm not
I like
finished. They take the matter go.
You say you don't know, and
No,
I'm asking.
but-
Said,
but
"Yeah, hold
make a
on."
land on this one.
You go land. What do you expect the ministry to do for artists who've gone out to work? I'm asking a very sensible question.
Very sensible.
No, and the a question like that will be funny to just give one straight answer.
In your opinion,
Obviously,
you, Abby, you've never given a straight answer.
no, it is funny because you see, at one point they are going to do their work, just like the way you have come to work this morning. So the question is, what should the ministry do for you? You have come to work this morning. Yeah, so you are coming to do your work. But then again, there are projects where they need help and support, where you want to be able to ride on what they are doing to be able to achieve certain objectives. Then, in that particular case, the ministry can be a part of it because at the end of the day, there's an agenda. And these guys are going to serve as a conduit that we need to use to achieve whatever purpose we need to achieve. Thirdly, you may have issues that are basically preventing them from doing what they ought to be able to do. So this is their job, all right, yes, but there are probably some problems in that particular space. So the ministry would step in the space and then be able to give them the enablement required to be able to achieve what they're supposed to achieve. So there are multiple things that could be done depending on the situation. I can't really say for a fact right now that they should do A or B or C, but hey, I think it's always in order for the government arm in these countries where our people go to be interested in what they do, and then if there's any support.
I know they get Budo, because I don't see a certain Jay-Z or a Wizkid or Burna Boy go to London to work, and then the Nigerian government is supporting. I know they get
So, Andy, can there be a fund for the musicians to assess if they need financial support?
You are going to work. You need some financial what?
I mean, like if they're ambassadors, I mean, what's wrong with supporting them?
So it's coming.
Honorable Mark was talking about
What is coming? What did you say was
was
coming?
talking
you
about
say-
But in all
music as
fairness-
a tool for commerce. Okay, he was talking about music as a tool for commerce. So if you want the art to be a tool for commerce, then the government, yesterday, one of the things that was on our lips was the conscious effort. The government also has to make a conscious effort to be able to.
He shouldn't
Yeah,
speak
that's
as a
what
fan.
I'm actually
Yes.
siding with you.
Yes.
Do you get?
Yes.
I think in all fairness, Bulldog needs to land there. Otherwise, whatever assertions it was making, like, we'll be going off.
Exactly. This matter you go pick him. Look, I go feel this 1 billion things. I just told you I don't know. Because you know they hear me. The question they won't come sport water.
You where you go bring?
No, because listen.
You where you go bring?
Do you know at a point? Good luck, Jonathan, the ex-president of
Nigeria.
Yes, pumped money into the system.
Oh, but we've had money in our system.
Please.
President Mills gave us some
It
cash.
was no. Listen.
Wasn't it?
It was for a specific task.
But Jonathan.
Listen.
What was it for?
Listen. No problem. I'm saying that task was done by Obo. It was for research and how government would benefit.
Right.
You understand? For me, I'm like, look, nobody should tell government how to benefit. They know. Now, if let's say they didn't know all this while, somebody like Honorable Makokweku Mante is a practitioner.
Right.
He has all the answers. All the things we are doing, we they play. He do plenty past us.
True.
You know, be now we they come tell anyway the office what to do. He knows. So don't come and tell me this. You go ask him. He knows. Please. It's like tomorrow you are in that office and you are talking. So the DJs who person me hear them mamu. Who person me hear them mamu. Please. Charlie, let's be so, you know, this thing sometimes when I speak, I get emotional. So I don't get there. So please. There's a lot that we can do as a nation to support. You know, when you bring the football argument, people will be like, oh, and FIFA they make money and then the country they make money and they won't talk something. You know, the music and chichrin is out, so I don't want to get in there, but there's a lot that can be done. Look, do you know even getting visas for teams to travel becomes like a problem sometimes. Somebody has to travel with like a 6-piece band.
Right.
Because people have gone there earlier to
messed things up.
Good. You think that if governments were involving themselves into these things from beginning, some trafficking, yeah. So I'm saying, look, if there will be a time a musician will rise up and mess up the whole space and cause civil war. That be when you people won't come clamp musicians down. Let's take a hold of it. Let's regulate it. Let's make sure we're working with it so we export it nicely.
Okay.
But did you finish your point on?
So no.
I finished.
No, because
I
I
said
feel like
also when you.
No. What was the question? I'm saying honorable should not speak. I
No,
said,
that one there you talk already.
So which one I for talk again?
No, you say you know land. Make you
No,
land.
that be what I learned. That be
And
what,
I don't need
what did you want me to finish? Maybe the question you asked. That one no be question. That one no dey. Which question you want to ask? That one no.
I say I emphasized on it as sensible. No be.
On the streets, on the streets, on the streets, on the streets. You need a beer, buy your